Hey, good morning. What's up with the camera? Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 876. Is that where we're at? 876. Good morning. What I just noticed, YouTube's a little funky this morning. It was also funky when I went to hit live, the live button, and this is what happened. Was it yesterday? Or maybe it was Friday when I hit the done button instead of the go live button. It was because it was in a different place. Coffee's really hot this morning. Very good. Very good. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I think I might have said Monday just a little bit ago. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution 876 on the episode count. I didn't get caught up, but I got a lot of shipping done yesterday. It rained all day. I'm due for my lawn. Ooh, my lawn is tall. My push mower is gonna struggle, especially with all the rain. We got rain all freaking day yesterday. So I was freaking tired. So I did my shipping all day, and then about 5 o'clock, I went upstairs. I turned on Netflix and I started watching the Ken Golden show. I actually downloaded all the episodes to watch on the flight. However, my iPad's really old here, Mr. Tech. My iPad's really old, and the Netflix app wouldn't work. It downloaded fine, but it wouldn't play. Like the player's outdated or whatever. So I didn't get to watch any of it. So I binged it last night. Not only did I binge watch it, I watched it I watched it over a second time because my wife enjoyed it. So I turned it on. She had not come home from work yet when I started it. I was maybe 3 episodes in, and she kind of got hooked. And she's like, "Oh, we got to keep watching." And then, of course, they did one of the episodes talking about the Ken Golden show, The Golden Touch, King of Collectibles on Netflix. Talking about like vintage Gucci. So that's my wife. Oh my God, my wife loves fashion. So then she was hooked, and it was over, and she goes, "Well, that's it. How many episodes are there?" I'm like, "Well, there's like 6." She's like, "Well, I only watched 3." And I'm like, "Well, we can start over." I'll watch it again, sure. So that's what I did all night. I watched the Golden Show. So it was cool. Damian Oliveira, the soccer guy. I actually sat with him at the Golden VIP dinner at the National 2 years ago. His story is absolutely fascinating. He was basically like living on the streets. I don't know if he was actually living on the streets, but I mean, he was down, like he was like broke, and built a great sports empire. So it was great to see, and his Messi jersey sold for I think 450 grand. So great to see that. Who else? The big bodyguard that's always with Ken Golden made some cameos. No speaking engagements, but he was on there. I thought it was cool, and I think this is what's going to rope people in. And here's my take on hobby content, especially for Netflix. They did a great job because all of the employees have good personalities. It's similar to how I liken the Golden employees, similar to American Picker. No, not American Pickers. Pawn Stars, in terms of personality, not show or content, but the actual people on the show. They're likable, funny, and I like the dialogue. But I think the biggest key is it's not just cards. Cards are boring. I don't even watch that much content. There was a thread on the Blowout forums recently about if there was like a show about card shows, and I'm like, oh God, that would be like the worst show ever. I promote a card show. I set up at card shows. I love card shows. but I wouldn't watch a show about card shows. Maybe it's because I'm living it, and it's just you'd see it. And it's like that's not reality. Um, Cards are boring. And I think that now I still love cards, and I find a lot of joy in looking at cards and all that. But to the masses, cards are really boring. So I think it's great that Golden touched on Apple computers. I'd never heard of the old wrist Mac, basically the initial idea for the Apple Watch back in the late 80s. Never heard of it. The guy with all the Apple computers, the Gucci. So I thought that angle is good because if it was a show about a bunch of cards, like my wife would be like, "Oh wow, $3 million for that card. Like, how come you can't pull a card like that?" And I'm like, "How come you can't sell a $25 million mansion?" Touche. So that's it pulls in different. My wife loved the show because it wasn't just card related or sport, really even sports collectibles. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the show. That's all I did. I shipped and watched the Golden Touch. That's all I did yesterday. Today I'm going to be busy. I've got to make a card shop run later today. I'm going to be shipping in the morning, card shop run in the afternoon. Probably going to be too wet yet to mow. That's just me dragging it out. But I might have to try. We'll see, because tomorrow I'll be on the road. I can share more details about that probably Thursday morning. Friday, I'll be getting geared up for the Midwest premiere, which is Friday and Saturday, 2-day show, Loves Park Indoor Sports Center on the turf, nice and comfy on your feet. So that's a 2-day show. Only if you were there in October, here's the good news. I think it's good news times 2. The good news is it's only $1 admission this year. So last year we had it at $5. I was co-promoting the last show, not co-promoting this show. I'm actually a dealer at this show. I'll have my bargain boxes, my quarter boxes. I'll have some new ones that you haven't seen before. It's also a Friday, Saturday show as opposed to a Saturday, Sunday show, which I really like. I've shared that a couple times, why I like the Friday, Saturday on the 2-day show as opposed to Saturday, Sunday. We've got Terry in the house. What's up, Terry? Austin, good morning. Brian Dean is here. Harlan in the house. David, what's happening? Welcome back to the USA. Dan, what's happening? Good morning, Boston Smoke. Ed is in the house. Herman is here. What's happening? Herman, your cards were shipped yesterday. Steve Ains Comedy, what's up? George in the house. Terry binged all of the Golden Show a day or so after it came out. See, and I didn't really have much time to binge it when it first came out, but I would have watched some of it before going to my thought was, I'll watch it on the plane. I need something to watch, binge on the flight. And then my iPad didn't play Netflix. I watched on the flight back, so I downloaded. I didn't download anything off. I downloaded a movie and all of the Golden shows on Netflix, and of course, I couldn't play Netflix on my iPad. Amazon Prime plays fine. So I was in the airport, and I had plenty of time. So I'm like, I'm going to download a movie from Amazon Prime. There was a movie. Terry, you'll like this. It's a horror movie. I think it was called The Stay. Oh my God, it was terrible. Oh my God, the acting was bad. The storyline was bad. It was just bad. But it was the only thing I had downloaded. It took a while on airport Wi-Fi to download a full-length movie. So that's the only thing I played that movie on the flight back, and then listened to a podcast. So The Stay. If you're so inclined to waste an hour and a half, do so by watching The Stay on Amazon Prime. It's just super bad. Basically, if you're not going to watch it, I just noticed I still have the Super Bowl prediction on my whiteboard. I'm like, what does that mean? I have Chiefs 27-20. I could probably erase that. Anyway, Squirrel. So the stay is basically this this husband and wife. They're having marital issues. Opening scene, or one of the opening scenes. Actually, the opening scene I think sets up what's going to happen, and I totally glossed over it. And then like the second scene, his wife is like in lingerie, like taking photos and texting, sexting. So she's obviously having an affair. They go on this weekend retreat, and that couple is like having their issues. Their friend, it's like this dude's best friend. Well, come to find out, dun dun dun, it's the best friend who's having the affair with the wife and the landowner. So you're thinking it's a horror movie, and it's like a super creepy like landowner dude on this like out in the middle of nowhere, no internet, no TV, nothing. So you thinking, oh, this guy is going to be the killer, and it's probably going to bring this unhappy couple back together. So I guess it kind of made sense where it did a 180. It didn't do that. It was the husband who was angry that his best friend was sleeping with his wife, and so he murders his best friend, murders his wife, and then he was going to set up the wife of his friend, but the creepy guy saves the day. So terrible movie. It's called The Stay. It's on Amazon Prime. I give it 2 thumbs down. Red Bridge, what's up? Good morning. Let's see, where are we at? The card shuffler is in the house. Terry says the golden touch is Pawn Stars crossed with Jersey Shore. I get it. A little bit. Card shuffler says Terry nailed it. So there was a scene where, the Godfather's house, they were going to look at the Godfather, the house that the Godfather was filmed. And so they're dressed, they look like, my wife even mentioned, like my wife goes, they look like they're in the mafia. And I'm like, well, they are in Jersey. And I'm like, oh, they're going to the Godfather house. So made sense. Paige and Danny Bean, what's up? Good morning. Brian Wolf in the house. Sal Dougie is here. Good morning. Zach and Porter, what's up? Red Light 34. Matt Royals 417. Good morning, Cooter. He says cards aren't boring if you use them to tell stories. Everybody would collect Gene Baker cards if they knew. Yeah, I think cards are not boring, but if they're on TV, like a TV show about cards would be boring. So cards, I don't find cards boring. I love cards, but I think to the masses, cards are boring. Let's see. Alex, what's up? Alex, my guy. Delco Rips in the house. Turkey Cards is here. James says, can you bring penny sleeves to the Midwest premiere? I certainly can. I've got, I'm probably down. I think I went through my first case. So I'm down to 20,000. So I've got some that I can bring this weekend. Plenty to bring this weekend. I am out of top loaders though. Let's see. And I should probably put an order in. They were out of stock the last time I went to order, which is good. I sold out of them really fast. So I made a little bit. There's like super slim margins on supplies. Flawed Thinker in the house. What's up? Grinding for good. Happy Tuesday. Mr. Smith, I've listed some 2023 Bowman and my sales have skyrocketed. Love it. It's bringing in 2023 Bowman. It just brings in, it's the new product. It's bringing in customers to your store. I've got to get some of my recent hits, like my Kevin Parada and my Spencer Jones. I've got to get those listed. I listed some autos last night. So, speaking of that, I listed a bunch of autos, like, I don't know, maybe 50 last night that I picked up at the Collecticon this weekend. So I was listing those last night. The first one that sold was a Letterman. Those letters, which do I have? So, sure, I can find one in a pile here. So if you're not familiar, and these typically sell really well. Sometimes it can be a slow burn. Let's see. I saw. Yeah, I've got a few in here. So here's one, and this guy. There was a lot of this guy. I think I even listed a couple, but these are Razor Letterman, and I'm like, this is numbered out of 20. And when I started seeing these, I'm like, oh, it's a no name. It's Razor card company that don't no longer exists. And but I'm like, well, I'm gonna check it out, because when I've gone to look for letters of Cubs players, it's like, man, they're all like $20. So I'm thinking, wait, if I'm looking for them and they're all $20, maybe there's an opportunity here. So sure enough, looks like they sell between, if they go on auction, they're probably down in the $10 range, but you can hit buy it nows for 15 to 20. So I listed a few. I sold the first of the autographs that I listed last night, sold just about a half hour ago. It was a Letterman Razor. It sold for $15. I did a breakdown. So, and I pulled this. I paid $2.50 for it out of the bargain box. By the way, we're going to talk about this today. Ethical dilemmas at card shows. Mainly speaking, dollar box, quarter box, $5 box, whatever. And what you should do. Is there a line? And if there is, where do you draw that line? So $2.50 for the Letterman I sold this morning. My fees on that were $2.28, which, let's see what does that come out to? Let's see. 228 on 15. Oh, put that decimal in there, divided by 15. So that's 15%. That's actually pretty fair. Let's see. Shipping will be about $4. It's probably going to be a little less. I don't know where it's going. I can figure out rather quickly where it's going. It's going to Billy. Where's Billy? Let's see. Billy. It's going to Mississippi. So I think that's in my same region, or it's in a similar zone. So it's probably going to be like closer to $3.50. So supplies are going to run me 15 cents, which is a little on the high side from what I figured out. Cost of goods, $2.50. So my net profit on $4 shipping is about $6.07. But since it's going to Mississippi, it's probably going to be closer to $6.50 on the net profit. So that's how I break down. I think Cooter mentioned yesterday, because I broke down, and if I sell, even on the low side, I think I can get $5 on some of the stuff I took a gamble on. It might not be a 10, 15, 20 or more dollar card. So he goes, what if you sell 7 and that 25% off? And I didn't even think about this at the time yesterday morning. That's actually a good thing. I want that to happen. Why? Because it takes my not my fees, my postage down. I'll have to pay bubble mailer with shipping. Because they would be over the $20 threshold. So say $4 as opposed to, my calculations were on 7 cards. 7 multiplied by 60 cents or 63 cents, whatever the shipping is. And I think that's right about the same portion. Let's see. My supply cost is going to be down times 7. Yeah, so it's going to be about 50 cents more than 50 cents less in a bubble mailer than it would be in single postage. But I'm also selling 7 at the same time, so there's some benefit to that. So yeah, I sold one of the Letterman yesterday. I still have a bunch to list. I probably pulled out like 20 of them in total. I also received, after listing, I received a bunch of offers.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
Well, that's Siri. Some offers. I think I got a $25 offer on Matt Mervis, and it's like that. I paid $250 for it. I should take it, but the market's higher than that. So I'll probably counter that. I have 3 of them. I did get in Archives fan favorites auto. I think it's Hubie Brooks. I listed for 15. I was surprised by the prices on those. And I right away, like within minutes, I received a $10 offer, which I'll probably just accept because I would have been happy, more than happy with $10 as I'm like, oh, this might be a $5 card. So $10 I'm happy with. So stuff like that, just quickly flipping. Some were a little lower. There's a Grayson Rodriguez Leaf Flash I have listed for 15. I received a $5 offer. That's too low. Because it's like the sales are right around 15. So that one I probably will hang on to. I'll counter, but I'm not gonna go very much lower than 15 on that right now, at least. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Mr. Smith was talking about his Bowman. By the way, I've got a case of Bowman blasters being delivered today. I ordered off DealerNet. I think Alex and I over breakfast were talking about this on Sunday. That like, am I going to sit on these blaster boxes or am I going to rip and flip? And this is kind of what I like about this point in time of Bowman. I've ripped 19 blasters, and with the exception of the last 3, I've pretty much listed. Well, of the 16 blasters, did I list everything? No, I didn't. Not on the first 10 I did. First 10 blasters I listed everything. The next 6 I listed the hits and the star, like the hot cards. And then these last 3 that I opened over the weekend, I still have to get the hits up. And then I'll get the paper sorted because I bought in like 3 or 4 cases of paper and some breaks on release week. So I have definitely seen the market incredibly slow down on Bowman. But there's still demand out there. But what I like about this point in time is I don't have to be rushed. Like when my initial order from Topps came in, like several days before release, I was like in a rush, get all of these loaded and on eBay, and it was very beneficial. My $300 investment, my gross sales were over $1,500, almost $1,600 out of those first 10 blasters. That was my gross sales on 2023 Bowman on $300 blast, and that was the highest sale. I think one card did sell for 50. But I bet only 5 cards sold for 25 or more out of those first 10 blasters. So that's the importance, especially with Bowman, of being first on the market. Now I don't have to rush. I can open here and there. And that's the great thing about Bowman. It's not like Topps Flagship. Now, Topps Flagship, if you bought 2-3 weeks after release, you might as well just rip it, because if you sit on it, it's not going to be worth much because it's Topps Flagship. Bowman Bowman has that. It's like a slow release. It's like the commercials on medication. It's a slow release medication where right now, who are the hot guys? Drew Jones, Matt Mervis, Spencer Jones. Super hot right now. But in 6 months, might not be the case. A year from now, there's a new it guy from this product. 2 years, 3 years. That's what I love about Bowman. So will I sit on them? No. Will I rip them all right now? No. It's going to be kind of a combination where when they come in, I'll probably rip 5 or 6 boxes tonight and sit on 35. And then, maybe as time allows, maybe I'll take some. I'll probably take some with me to Rockford this weekend and do some hotel rips on Friday night. So that's kind of where I'm at with Bowman, where it's we're in the time where it's been 2 or 3 weeks since release. You can sit on it. Let's see. Terry says, I will probably skip the stay. I see it has a low rating. Dude, it's terrible. I always try to DL movies, especially horror movies, but if its rating is under 6 on IMDb, I will pass. That's interesting. I never look at movie ratings because usually I like shitty movies. But this shitty movie was terrible. Overall, most horror movies in the past 15 years haven't been great. 5 to 6 average rating. That's interesting. So let's see. Let's go to IMDb and see The Stay. And there's nobody. I mean, it's like independent film, because I was even looking at like the executive producer, the director. They were all like the same dude. So IMDb, The Stay. Almost bit my tongue there. The Stay on IMDb has a 3.8 rating. 3.8 out of 10 stars. Not good. Not good. 5 critic reviews. Let's read critic reviews. Too many pop-ups over here. Where's my critic reviews? Come on, critic reviews. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, it's just links. Let's go to Horror Brains, because I just love that name. So we're going to read the review of The Stay. If you want to punish yourself and watch a terrible movie, watch The Stay on Amazon Prime. So this is just, I want some freaking reviews, man. There's no review on Horror Brain. Okay, so let's go back to, because critical reviews, they got to like watch themselves, I guess, probably. Let's go to user reviews, because we might get some comedy off the user reviews. 2 couples run a secluded, okay, here we go. This guy, first one, continues the cycle, 2 stars. Wow, this came out in 2021. It just hit Amazon Prime, I think. This Takato0524 says, as I've said in other reviews, when the director and writer and actor is all the same person, it makes for a terrible movie. And this was no exception. Scott Hamm is horrible on screen. He was probably the worst, and he's the guy that did most of he had a lot of the credits. He was the killer, one of the main actors, and he was awful. Like right from the opening scene, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a long movie. Overacting and one-dimensional. The plot kind of made sense, but then it didn't. My mind kept wandering off as the movie continued. The caretaker was just an annoying add-on that wasn't utilized properly. 2 stars because I thought the black chick was the only sensible one, but then he dumbed her down too. Stick to your soaps, man. So that was one review. Let's see. I want to see okay, I want to read this one. So we're reading movie reviews. The Stay. It has 3.8 stars on IMDb. Here's a definition of the word. So Scott Hamm, story by Scott Hamm, written by Scott Hamm, directed by Scott Hamm, produced by Scott Hamm, acted in by Scott Hamm, and yes, reviewed by Scott Hamm. Here's a definition of the word ham. An actor who is overly theatrical, in other words, overacts, is usually referred to as ham. The word is frequently used in everyday context to refer to someone who likes to draw attention to himself by being overly dramatic. Now the movie review by someone not involved in any way to the movie other than watching it. I love independent films when they're done right. The acting in this is subpar. The difference between a good actor and a bad one is that a good actor will never let you know there is a camera in the room. A bad actor struggles to keep from looking at it, and it shows in this film. Kip Tribble was great. He played the creepy landlord, as was Nisha Okoro. Let's see. I think she got good props in the previous review. Atmosphere is flat here. It relies too much on the dialogue like soap operas do. Yeah, I guess that did kind of come on. The plot is nothing new, but I can't fault the writers for that. There are only so many times you can place a group of people in an isolated area and make it unique. I can agree on that. This situation is not unique. The storyline is right out of a soap opera. That's true. It's listed as a thriller, but it's more of a drama. Where are the thrills? I would totally, and I'll stop the review here, and I'll totally agree with that, because it was a drama, because there's like the marital problems. There are no thrills. There are no thrills. It just goes from drama to killing. Terrible movie, The Stay. The only reason I didn't stop watching it was because I was on an airplane and I didn't have another movie that I could watch. I didn't want to pay for Wi-Fi. Let's see. Where are we at? The Golden Show was too scripted. Reminded me of late 2000s pawn shop shows. Hope it brought eyes to the hobby, though. And here's the thing. If it wasn't scripted, it would be boring. It would be extremely boring. So I'm glad it was scripted. All good content is scripted. There's not a single good piece of content, movie, TV show, etc., that is not scripted. Why are you shipping the letter card in a bubble mailer, not PWE? Because it's too thick. I don't want to ship that in a. I probably could get away with it going 3 ounces. I don't know. What do you think? I want to err on the side of caution, go bubble mailer because it's a really thick card. Here's my thing. I'm not worried about damage shipping it in a plain white envelope. I'm worried about some postal employee saying, "Oh, this is too thick." Do I have my tape? I don't have a tape measure down here. I do own a tape measure, by the way. That's my fear, is that it's going to be too thick because it's thicker. It'd have to go in a top loader because I don't think well, you know what? It might fit. Actually, it probably will fit in a card saver. It's not as thick as I thought. It's a tight fit. Yeah, I don't know. I could probably get away with it, but I just want to be safe. At $15, the price was built in to absorb the bubble mailer cost. Here's my hope. My hope is that once I list like 30 of them, or how many ever I bought, that somebody comes in and buys like 10 of them or 20 of them. And yeah, they get that 25% discount, but I only have to ship one package. That's the goal. And I'm like, so I'm listing these and I'm like, oh, it's another Reese Havens. And I'm like, I don't want to list this. I'm like, wait, if I get them all listed, somebody might want to spell out their name or something and buy a bunch of them. TD Sports Cards, what's happening? Good morning to you. Mr. Smith, thank you for all your help. I've passed a 200 seller feedback. Congrats. That's awesome. Uncle Rich in the house. I'll have to credit Uncle Rich and Dr. Jim Beckett for today's topic, ethical dilemmas at card shows, because after I hit stop on this yesterday, somebody mentioned I stopped Dr. Beckett and Rich talking. So I went, listened to Dr. Beckett's Sports Card Insights with Uncle Rich, talking about like this very topic about bargain boxes. And so I wanted to share my thoughts because I was just digging through a bargain box, several bargain boxes this weekend, and my thought process on how to play out like the value, like what do you say if there's $100 card, or if there's a $50 or a $20 card in a dollar box? Is there a line that you decide I'm going to tell the dealer that this is a card worth more than it should be in here for? Or do you just say, well, it's on the dealer? Is there a line? Is there not a line? So we're going to talk about that. Terry said, I sent 21 Bowman to SGC for the special. They are on the way back. Very nice. Can't beat that. $9. Flawed Thinker says, nice. I'm just waiting on a few autos to come in from breaks before I send in a submission. Raphael, what's happening? I don't think I'm going to buy more Bowman. I already got my ROI and some profit on my 10 blasters. Still have a few hundred cards left. Love it. I love Bowman. Basically, my profit from my first 10 blasters paid for the case that I bought of 40 blasters. And then I bought 3 to take with me to Dallas just to have a hotel rip on Friday night. But I pulled a couple cards that basically paid for each of the, one card in each blaster paid for the blaster, although my third blaster was a dud. But I'll have a lot of, I sorted a paper from my breaks that I bought, the paper base. So I'll be listing those. I listed the Mervis and the Drew Jones. I think I've got to lower the price. Drew Jones card, his price really came down faster than I thought. Matt Mervis is hanging steady. Let's see. Bowman is king, says James. Please hit that like button. Thanks, Steve Ains Comedy. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. By the way, the Facebook group, if you have questions, need answers, check out the Facebook group. Link is in the description to this video. Johnny Boy Cards, what's happening? Good morning. Paige and Dee Bean says, is it true 2023 Bowman has a retail blaster and hobby blaster? No. There's just it depends on your definition. There's only one blaster box. To put it simply, there are not two different SKUs. They are one and the same. In fact, I can take you through 2023 Bowman odds. So on the Topps website, let's see. On the Topps website, you could get a blaster. That wasn't a hobby. That was just a blaster. You buy blasters in retail. That's just a blaster. So there's not really a definition between hobby and retail. So on the odds, you have hobby packs, hobby boxes, HTA packs and boxes. Now that's basically a jumbo box. You have value box VB on the odds description. That's a blaster. Then you have, let's see, I'm trying to figure out the other SKUs here. So value box each, pack value box each, value box SE. I'm pretty sure that is the retail box. I think that might be the retail box. But they do also say value box. See, for on the odds on Topps.com, it doesn't like it doesn't like list out exactly what it is. So it says here's the SKUs they have, the odds for each SKU: hobby pack, hobby box, HTA pack, HTA box. So the hobby is the one auto per hobby box. The HTA is 3. That's basically what we call the jumbo box. Now the value box, that's a blaster box. Value box pack, value box box. Then it has, so that's EA. I don't know what EA stands for. And then there's value box VBSE. And then there's DBEAHH pack, DBEAHH box, VB hobby pack, VB hobby box. So maybe there is a difference between hobby blasters and hobby or in retail blasters. Let's see let's just go into Chrome Prospect Autos. Let's just see if there's different odds. Chrome Prospect Auto. So in a value box, in a hobby box, hobby value box, same odds, 1 in 12. And it looks like, let's just compare. So it looks like whatever that is, the VB hobby and the VBEA, they have the same odds for, it looks like, everything that I'm comparing. The rookie auto yellow refractor has slightly different odds, but it's like not even comparable. So whatever that is, if there is truth behind a value box for the hobby segment and a value box for a blaster box for the hobby and a blaster box for the retail, the odds are the same. Let's see. Brian says, I'm sitting and thinking, what's Bo's gross profit might have been if he would comp his Bowman listings. See, that's the greatest thing about being first on the market. I set my own comps. Heading into the office. Thank you, Sal Dougie. U.S. Sports Cards. What's happening, Dan? Good morning. Now, don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you very much. Rich says, when he gets to the topic, is it because he is now having second thoughts about that multi-$100 Acuna from the quarter box? No, not at all. Not one bit. John says, topic has been beaten to death. Never had anyone tell me it was too thick. That's what she said. Or did he listen to the Bloviet on Hobby Hotline the other day? I have not watched Hobby Hotline. I watched like the first 15 or 20 minutes. So that's actually on my to watch list after the show this morning. Might as well hear it from a federal employee first. Kyle in the house. Flawed Thinker says, I saw a Mike Trout Bowman prospect auto get pulled last night. Breaker was speechless. That's pretty cool. If it doesn't easily bend, it goes first class package. Let's see. Paige and Deanie Bean, there you go. Let's see. That's what she said. Uncle Rich talked about it a few years ago. Rehashed. By the way, nothing you bought from Bill at the show is going to be an ethical dilemma. To him, it's all bulk buys and sells. So, Rich just spoiled it all for me. So I'm gonna get into it. Yes, I did. John, also part of the discussion about the Chasing Cardboard episode on the 62 Tops, 52 Tops mantle. Need 11 in the Facebook group to get to 250. Let's drop that link. We're at 239. Michael, we're going to get you in. Oh, where are we at? I keep getting pop-ups. Oh, share. I'm going to copy that link. There you go. Join the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. We'll get Michael in. Let's see. Manage. Where's that at? Michael, you are in. 240, 10 to go. Let's see. James says, yes, you tell the dealer that it's a big card. Don't be a dick. If it's a good dealer, you will be back. I disagree. Hobby content is getting regurgitated and unwatchable. Rich, Dick Perez on every channel last week, and this topic are proof of that. Sorry for the rant, just originality lacking. Mark says, good morning. Mega Bowman will be coming out soon. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I forgot all about Mega Bowman Mega Boxes. Many videos, same header, different channel. A few weeks ago, I'm cashing out at X Card Show this week. Card dreaming. See? Card content's freaking boring. When you do 875 episodes day in and day out, sometimes you have to get regurgitated content. Unless you want to talk about cereal again, we can do that. Let's see. I just want to rub Gold Bond all over that freshly shaved face. So I have to stop using SAT level words in the morning. That is only because I talk to Bill fairly frequently and he buys, sells cards and his ways of doing things. So anything you buy is with a clear conscience. So I'm going to stop right there. And that's exactly my thoughts on it. But I'm going to share something that I haven't shared before. So, John, it's new. I think every situation is different, but the one thing that, and I don't know if it was touched on in Uncle Rich and Dr. Beckett's discussion, but, there's always when I pulled the Acuna Super short print and you get people on Twitter, oh, I can't believe you didn't tell the dealer, blah, blah, blah. Well, the dealer knows. I didn't tell him at the time because I didn't know. I thought it was like a $5 card. Honestly, I thought it was a $5 card. And I found out later it wasn't, and sold for, I think it did sell for, it sold for $250, and I got it for $1. But the thing is, that dealer does the same thing that I do, and a lot of people will say, "Oh, I would tell the dealer. I'm Mr. Ethics. I'm Mr. Morals. I would tell the dealer if there's $100, let's just say $100 card in the dollar box. But what if there's a 1991 Donruss Nelson Santovina in the dollar box? Do you tell him that it's worth a penny? Not even worth a penny. I mean, it's a two-way street. So, like, we tell the dealer if he's got a good card, but we don't tell the dealer if there's a bad card. So that's my thought on, do you tell him or you don't tell him? If you're buying it it's not like you're buying ripping off a kid or ripping off anybody. It's not like you're telling, oh, that's a worthless card, I'll give you $1 for it. No, it's in a box. Everything's $1. Doesn't matter if it's a nickel Nelson Santofina or if it's a $100 short print, whatever. Of course, there's different levels. Now, say there's somebody that, and this is why I don't like doing multiple SKU bargain boxes. And what I mean by that is a dime box here, a quarter box here, a $10 box here, a $5 box. And sometimes you see it where there's not even, everything's in penny sleeves or everything's in top loaders and nothing's marked. So what if a $20 card slipped into a dollar box. That's a little tougher. It's like, well, is this $1? There's no marks. Hopefully the dealer put like little colored stickers on there. And I think this was brought up, if it's in there, like everything, and like Rich mentioned, like the bargain boxes I was digging through this weekend, like that's what he does. Everything, they were $5 autos. If you buy 10, you get them down to $350. If you buy several hundred, like I did, you get them down to $250. And that's all he had. I mean, he had some like wax and old like junk wax in a showcase, but and I shouldn't say junk. It's not junk. It was like non-sport stuff from the 80s. See, that's why we shouldn't use junk wax. Good stuff. But there was, you knew there wasn't going to be somebody is unscrupulously going to slip cards in the bargain boxes so they can, because that's stealing. Like if you intentionally pull $100 card and put it in a dollar box and say, well, it's $1. I found it in the dollar box. That's theft. That's not good. But if it's all dollar cards and it's a sorting mistake or a dealer mistake, or he just didn't know, there's nothing wrong with that. So like Rich said, like I pulled some Matt Mervis. Some of the comps are $40 to $50 right now. I've got an offer for $25. Got it for $2.50. But I'm not going to go through and every card I pull out like, Bill, this is a $40 card. Bill, this is a $20 card. Bill, this is a, you're not going to do that. And as a dealer myself of bargain boxes, if somebody pulls a $50 card out of my bargain box, more power to you. And make sure to like tell me when there's other people digging through my boxes. It'll encourage them and it'll make more sales. I like that. And I think this was also brought up in their discussion where sometimes they're planted. Like sometimes I'll be going through and it's like, I'm going to slip some of these $10 cards. I slipped a Kirby Puckett rookie. Nobody bought it for $0.25. Kirby Puckett rookie. It went to like 5 or 6 card shows. Nobody pulled it out. So I did. I'm like, well, nobody wants it for $0.25. I put it on eBay for $5 and it sold in like 12 hours. So that's my thought. What's going on in the chat? Let's see. Brian says, have you thought about using invitation envelopes for thicker cards for PWE? No, I just don't. It's not the envelope that I don't like using PWE on thicker cards. It's the machines. And I just, if it's a thicker card, I'm going to price it accordingly. So I ship it bubble mailer. So I just build in the cost. If it's a napkin relic from Topps Heritage of Salvador Perez, I'm probably not even going to list it on eBay because it's not worth the shipping. It's not worth the hassle. I'm just going to throw it in a quarter box. Now, there was a case, and I think it was Salvador Perez. I think it was a relic from 2023 Topps. I had it for $10 or best offer, and I had a buyer offer me $5. I countered his offer at $5 with a note. And I said, I will accept your offer, but you are buying this, but I'm sending it PWE. I'm sending it standard envelope, PWE. If you're willing to take that risk, I'll sell this to you for $5. And this is why communication is so key. The buyer messages me back and he says, thank you. I will do that. I buy a lot of relics and they're sent in PWEs. I haven't had any issues. As long as there's communications and both sides are agreeable, it's great. But I don't like shipping thick cards, relic cards, and it's not the envelope. It's just the machines. Even if you slap a non-machinable stamp on it, guess what? Sometimes they go through machines. So I'd rather just, if it's not worth putting it on eBay because it's $1 napkin relic, it's going to go in a quarter box. If it's like the thick letter patches that have like some value, and I can get away with listing, I've got $250 into it. If I sell it for $15, even with bubble mailer shipping, my net profit's over $6, almost $7. I'm totally cool with it. Jason says, good morning. What's up? Love the daily videos in the Facebook group. Thank you. Really helped me with a lot of questions starting out. Love it. Link is in the chat and in the description for the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. That 70s Card Show had a great Killabrew video. Food talk is never boring. Dan just ate a bowl of cocoa balls, Korean Cocoa Puffs. I have not had any breakfast yet. By the way, our breakfast at the hotel at the Omni was amazing. It was a buffet, and usually I'm not big on hotel buffets. I mean, it was priced accordingly. It was a little pricey breakfast. But I start filling my plate. I put what was on my plate first. I put some eggs on my plate. Then I said, ooh, pancakes. I like pancakes. And then there was like a breakfast sandwich, and I'm like, ooh, I want that. And then I saw biscuits and gravy, so I didn't even check the sandwich. I put the biscuits and gravy, fruit. It's a great breakfast. I'm not big on hotel breakfasts. I hate sit down breakfast. I am a breakfast on the run type of person. Just give me a protein bar and I'm good. But I love breakfast food. I just don't like the act of sitting and eating breakfast. That is not my thing. No matter if it home or away, I don't like sitting and eating breakfast. Now I do at home, but it's like a microwavable breakfast burrito or a bagel and cream cheese or sometimes it's just protein bar. When I'm on the road, it's typically just a protein bar or a drive-through, Dunkin' or McDonald's. If I have to, Starbucks. I had to order Starbucks. We had I think it was Saturday before the show. We went to Starbucks, and I'm like, I want a large. I don't know the lingo at Starbucks. I'm like, I'm used to ordering at McDonald's and Dunkin', where I can say I want a large coffee with 3 cream, easy. I can't do that at freaking Starbucks. I'm like, what the hell's a large here? What's large in Starbucks talk? KC 8 balls. LOL. Let's see. I don't know what that means. John says, I had Dick Perez and Dollar Box Ethics scheduled, but had to scrub the episodes. John, I'm looking forward to Bo's episode about going home to Autobahn. Stuke says, I told the dealer their price was too low. They said they didn't care about the items, that I would enjoy them more. I gave them a little extra over asking price. John says, have you seen the prices dealers list over theoretical comps? It's a flaming secondary market, not a charity. Loved the Autobahn video, John. Brought me back to my Little League days as well. Let's see. Where are we at? Dan says, when I was a kid, I pulled a Brett Favre autograph in-person card Pro Set rookie from the bargain box right after the Packers traded for him. I was hooked. Love it. There are so many parallels and short prints. I wouldn't have any idea of value on most cards. And that's the thing with time. If you're dealing with them, it's especially top short prints. It's kind of easy to find the image variation short prints on Topps cards. If you've handled like a lot of cards, like there's some where I would have some of the early Topps Heritage short prints. I have no idea. But like Topps, especially like the last, probably going back to like 2000, whenever they stopped the damn sparkle, I freaking hate. That was like the worst thing ever. That was actually not the worst thing ever. Was the gum stain back on Heritage. That was the worst. Second worst was the sparkle short print. Now Nelson Santovina will be trending in the hobby. Get those 91 Fleers out. Nobody goes to customer service at Walmart or Target when they find an item mislabeled. Woo! It's allergy season. You are correct. Like Steve Miller Band once said, go take the money and run. I use invitation envelopes at times for odd-sized cards. Thick cards are certainly a PWE sticking point. Yeah, I don't like putting thick cards in a PWE. If it's And here's the difference. If it's like an all-encompassed, like thick card, like what like triple threads or something like that. I think this a thick card? That's a jersey card. Once you have the issue that you'll have if it gets machined, if it's an all, like if this is what the card was, like just a thick card, that's okay. Like I ship that in a PWE. The problem is if it's a jersey card. So on this side, what happens is it'll get creased, like where it's not contiguous anymore. So that's the problems I've run into with shipping jersey relics in a PWE. Mark says, only time I mentioned to a dealer about a price was when he had early Mets media guides for way below market value. I needed a 63 and 65 paid above market price. Leo says, I wouldn't counter and just adjust price so the buyer would have to pay ASAP, less wait time. Terry says, by the time you put a thick card in a top loader, you were getting close to the 1/4 inch limit for ESE. Yeah, and that's another thing. You're getting close, especially on those letter cards. Those are pretty thick. Angel Baby Cards, what's up? Good morning. Pettiness with shipment really discourages buyer future purchases. Yeah, especially even more so if it happens to go through a machine and gets damaged. There's a lot more. I have no issues whatsoever shipping cards in a PWE. However, when it comes to thick cards, especially relics, I just want to avoid that because about 50% of my experience there's been some little creasing that's happened. Cooter says, don't rely on the non-machinable stamp. Agree 100%. Always write non-machinable in red on both the front and back. Otherwise, the envelope is most likely going through a sorter. Buffet ethics, a topic I can get behind. Let's see. Kyle says, at the Madison card show in January, I found a Rusty Wallace autographed card in that 50-cent box. That was huge for me. However, probably a true 50-cent card for most of the hobby. Yeah, it probably went untouched for possibly years. Let's see. A lot of protein bars are just candy bars content. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. There's yes, there's a lot of protein, but there's also a lot of sugar. Try 1 bars, less sugar, but great taste. I think that's what my wife, that actually might be what let me Google what, let me see what a 1 bar is. Let's see. Oh, nope, that is not what we get. I think what we get is, I had one the other day. I probably still have the wrapper somewhere, but is this it? Nope. Is this it? Nope. Anyway. But yes, I think the protein bars we get definitely, I think, loaded with sugar. A lot of protein, a lot of sugar. Let's see. Red Light 34, large is a venti at Starbucks. Thank you. That's the whole point of the bargain box, to find a bargain. Right. I'm not looking through a bargain box to find a card at comps. I'm looking for a bargain. I use invitation envelopes if I need to ship 3 card savers. Mark Hoyle is in the house. What's up, Mark? Let's see. Herman says, my scanner comes in Monday. I'll be exploring listing options, i.e. File Exchange or Car Dealer Pro. Very nice. I need to drop one very serious note into the discussion. Okay. Let's see. My wife teaches special ed in Allen, and several kids in the class broke down on Monday, and one kid, being a kid, started spouting his dad was the shooter at the outlet mall. Oh my God. That's awful. So give me regurgitated hobby content every friggin' day of the week over topics like that. Oh my God. Yeah, no doubt. That's awful. George says, what happens if my envelope isn't white? PME, plain. Yeah. What's the other, what's that other color? Manila, plain Manila envelope. Bargain boxer looking for bargains in the boxes. Heck yeah. Randy, are you coming up to Love's Park this weekend? there was something else. Oh, our house, little house update, little card room update. Painters come tomorrow. My wife was giving me an update yesterday. I'm like, so I probably, it was the weekend, but I probably didn't miss much. And so she laid out the timeline, and she's like, painters come Wednesday, flooring, and then cabinets. And I'm like, holy crap. It's happening. Something is happening. Oh, speaking of The Office, that was from The Office, correct? I wasn't a big Office fan. So stuff's happening. So I'll probably do another video. Yeah, maybe Sunday, because I've got a lot of stuff going on this week. And then the Loves Park 2-day show Friday, Saturday. So maybe Sunday I'll do the a walkthrough video, because it'll be painted. I don't know if flooring will be in quite yet. I think that's next week, maybe. Anyway, speaking of The Office, so we're at the Collect Tech Summit on Saturday night. I didn't mention this yesterday in my review of Collecticon. So this was the first Collect Tech Summit, and so it was at the Hilton in like a ballroom, I guess. And it was like everything was in the ballroom. It was kind of like a trade night. They had casino night. They had panels, and that's what I was there for, speaking on the panel, one of the panels. And so there's a lot of stuff going on. So people weren't really paying attention to the panels. So Ted, the CEO at Collects, and the moderator of our panel with myself and Carrie from American Arbitrage, he's like, how do we get these people's attention? I'm like, we can't compete with poker because you were like, they gave us chips to play, and then you could turn those chips into prizes. So they had like Jordans, they had other sneakers, they had I don't know, I didn't even look. I just gave my chips away. I don't play poker, wasn't interested, but you could win like cool prizes. And so it's hard to compete with that. And I'm like, there's just no way, like, you can't force people to listen. So Tim from Slabstrong suggested to Ted, go up on stage and yell sex, which is what Michael did on The Office. Now that I've got your attention. So he's like, oh, what else could work? And he's like, maybe if I tell people, like, we have to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'm like, oh God, no. So they introduce us, we go up on stage, and all of a sudden, Ted yells sex. And I'm like, oh my God, he actually did it. Now the attention is now that I have your attention, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. And then we recited the Pledge of Allegiance. It actually worked. People were into the Pledge of Allegiance. It actually worked. People had our attention for that brief moment, but then as soon as the Pledge of Allegiance was over, people went back and played their poker. Let's see. Where are we at? Now that I brought everyone down for a few minutes, I finished my overachieving, took out the trash for tomorrow, and cleaned out the dishwasher. Yeah, it's already Tuesday. I've got to get my trash taken out. Seems like I did that just yesterday. Only trash day this week, though. Let's see. Thank you, Uncle Rich. Bargain Boxer is thinking about coming up to Loves Park. That drive is brutal. Hey, at least it's shorter than Madison. About an hour and 15 minutes closer to you. If it looks like someone might have put something in the dollar box that didn't belong, say mark $20, ask. If the seller doesn't know what they have, pay the price asked. I agree with that. And I would say if it's an outlier, like if nothing is priced and then all of a sudden and I guess it depends what it is. Like if it's if there was a Letterman, so and that's also kind of a gray area. So if there's like a Letterman in a top loader and it's Reese Havens and it has a $20 sticker on it, I'm not going to think twice. Like that's in the dollar box or in the $250 box. But if it's like Kevin Parada and it's in a brand new top loader and it has a $20 sticker, that I'm going to question. But if it's like, because I use stickers, I have in my 25-cent boxes, I have stickers that say 10 cents, 5 cents, $1, $10, just because they're old penny sleeves. Either they've been recycled or they were once worth that much money and now they're quarter cards. So there are exceptions to that rule. If it's like a new card and a brand new top loader, then I would question it. But if it's like an old beat up top loader and it's a card that there's multiple of in the same box, I'm going to assume it's just an old price tag that hasn't been taken off or adjusted or whatever. Hall of Fame card collector in the house. What's up? Kyle says, I assume now that you have the Van Poppel and McDonald auto cards with that added wealth, the new house surely is getting an addition. Oh, absolutely. 90 Upper Deck Ben McDonald rookie auto, 91 Upper Deck Todd Van Poppel rookie auto. By the way, the Ben McDonald's in my store, I have an offer. I don't know. Let's see. I think it was a decent offer. Made some sales this morning. Hey, Aaron Rodgers is selling. Sold a couple Aaron Rodgers cards this morning. Let's see if eBay will. The eBay app is still like being really wonky. Oh, hey, fired right up. So I do have an offer. I think I listed the Ben McDonald rookie auto for $6. I have an offer of 3. I will not take 3. I'll probably take 5 is the lowest I'm going to go, because at $5, my net profit's going to be about 40 cents. Let's see. Where are we at? Angel Baby Card says Saber red pepper spray with its clip is mini at Walmart yesterday. All I need is for Rich to tell me how long my dog has left to live to hit for the triple down this morning. Cards at my Walmart are locked behind the cashier. That sucks. Adam says 1,000% context definitely matters. Not all stickers apply for sure. Like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Ted should have sung the intro to Deep in the Heart of Texas. So that's what I had for today. Apologies to John for regurgitating a topic. Let's see. Cotton Eye Joe stops in Texas. At least your Walmart sell cards. I don't think I'll have something. I did want to touch on that just because of my, I wanted to regurgitate that content because I just had some stuff to share, and it was brought up on a podcast at the same time when I was thinking. We also, and I talked about it. I don't know if I touched on this, but sometimes I don't create content on look what I found out of the bargain box, because I don't want people to, not every dealer thinks like the dealer I bought from this weekend or the guy Steve, that I bought the Acuna from. So Shane is in the house. What's up? A little late. Good morning to you. Tomorrow we do have, by the way, if you want fresh content, there's a thread in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. If you want fresh, non-regurgitated content, there is a pinned, I believe it's pinned. How in the hell do I navigate this damn Facebook group? Let's see. Drop your topics. Here we go. So maybe tomorrow we'll hit one of these topics. There we are. I know I tucked on one of them. Chad asked about how many shipments USPS loses or damages. We talked about that last week in a Hobby Evolution episode. Let's see. Thanks to Chad for bringing up that topic. Let's see. Mark says, what game or player made you fall in love with baseball? Mine was Hank Aaron breaking Babe Ruth's home run record. That's yeah, I don't know. I would have to think about that. So that could be a potential topic for tomorrow. How do you figure cost of goods on bulk buys? Do you list junk wax commons? If they're not excellent, do you treat those differently? Merle says, where is the break-even point for card sales for the month, considering all expenses and fees related to sales on low-end cards? How many do you have to sell before you see a nickel of profit? That's a good topic. Let's see. Do you change your promoted listing percentage regularly, or do you just leave it set? I am just starting to ramp up my store. How do you offer an overall discount for quantity purchased, like some of you do? That's a great topic as well. So maybe if I can't think of something, we'll hit on one of those for tomorrow. Red Light 34 says the Ben McDonald card sold. My card sold. Hey, where's Low Roller Scratcher Ben? We haven't seen him in a few days. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that Facebook group up. Link is in the chat. Also in the description. Oh, did I miss oh, Mr. Smith. I missed Mr. Smith's comment. Love going to card shows. Nothing like finding an Acuna base rookie for $8 and making 15. Love it. Cotton Eye Joe stops time in Texas. At least your Walmarts sell cards. Kudos to getting to the point and moving on. That I appreciate. Let's see. Bargain Boxer says, I found a huge card in a dollar box and didn't tell the dealer. Does that make me a Richard? I don't think so. Let's see. Herman says he did twice. Let's see. So, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Flawed Thinker says, just created a new Facebook page to join the group. Awesome. Found an FBI most wanted poster the other day, and the guy's name was Richard Weed. That's pretty cool. Flawed Thinker. Let's get you in. You are approved and in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. All right. So, obviously, his parents hated him. So, that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. We will see you tomorrow.